blood moon rises, screams ignite, battle fierce, endless night. Silver steel, heart of fire, vanquish doom, death inspire. Blood moon rises, screams ignite, battle fierce, endless night.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Curse of Strahd. It's been a minute, but we've got the crew together, and I think we're ready to play. Pretty sure. Let's get our music back up. What's the proper song here? Here it is. When we last left our heroes, it was a long and arduous road from the old Durst Mill along the old Svalich Road towards Vallaki, plagued with horrible dreams and the after effects of said dreams. Minds and bodies becoming physically and noticeably weaker. The group found themselves once more, reluctantly as it seemed, within the gates of Vallaki. One of few safe passages through the land of Barovia. Other options existed, of course. The woods, unknown to the party themselves, but danger lurks around every corner. And while the wilderness is dangerous, it seemed that the towns themselves were dangerous as well. Upon their re-entry to Vallaki, hoping for a quick and expedient exit, they spied something they thought had been gone, something that they hadn't expected to see. Two old women, familiar old women, and in an attempt to draw attention to them, the city was put on watch, more so than usual. The townsfolk were sent into a panicked frenzy, but the guards were ready, it seemed. The gates of Vallaki are locked. Nothing goes in, nothing comes out. Not until the threat is dealt with. At least, that's what the burgomaster's son declared. The party find themselves in the stables of the inn within town, the Blue Water Inn. And given their choices, they need to make another one. What is the best way to get out of Vallaki alive? And that is where we return. Araza, Grimm, Jymbo, Warren, and Sorin. You are all within the locked stables of the Blue Water Inn, with your horses, your wagon, Vasilka, Sir Rusty, and your chicken. So, what do the group of you do? What do you do now that you're together again?
Well, the lockdown won't end until they catch whatever this creature is, right?
Supposedly, yeah.
Well, since we kind of have to muddle through and figure some way out, Warren is going to look for the Burgermeister's son, and Warren's going to volunteer with the city guard to help catch whatever this creature is. As soon as it's caught, we get out of here, right? That's a simple solution.
I mean, that seems simple enough. But
out of character, what was the creature? What was the illusion creature again?
This last one was a basilisk. The one before that one was a manticore. So
Did we see it? Because I know I was focused on the wagon. I don't think I saw it. I just heard there was like a hullabaloo of sorts.
No, honestly, the only ones who saw it would have probably been the townsfolk, Sorin, and anyone else. The old ladies, they would have seen it. Everything else was sent into a panic because Grimm and Jymbo, they were hiding in the wagon, so they definitely didn't see it.
Yeah, and Araza was sitting next to me in the bench of the wagon.
I could say that there's a chance that maybe Araza would have seen it because I know that Warren was very focused on getting the wagon from one gate to the other. Araza, roll me a general, just a wisdom check to see if you recalled seeing something.
Okay. That's a 13.
13. You did not catch a good glimpse of what it was. There were too many people gathered around the little pie stand to notice, so you did not get a good look at it.
Gotcha.
Hey, Sorin, since you were in the back of the wagon toward where all of this commotion happened, did you see the creature? What did it look like?
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to figure this out. It's not working. To tell you the truth, I don't really remember what a basilisk looks like.
Is that Sorin saying it, or is it player saying it? Because if it's player saying it, I'll describe it. If it's Sorin bluffing, then
No, that's player. That's
Okay.
player saying it.
okay. A basilisk is a large reptilian creature who can petrify other creatures with its gaze. Not the Harry Potter style of basilisk, but it's a large reptilian creature. Normally its scales are like a vibrant or a ruddy shade of red. And it has like barbs along its back.
The only thing that I can remember is that it looked like a very large reptile of some sort before everything happened.
Okay, good to know. Then I'll go ahead and I'll relay that information when I go and talk to the Burgermeister's son.
Okay. Well, again, in the spirit of things, the guards kind of have you like locked into the stables to keep you safe. It takes a little while, and the Burgermaster's son had already come by to let them know that, nobody leaves, no one in, no one out, that sort of thing. After a while, there's a return, and you hear the lock on the stable open up, and there are different guards than the ones who led you in. And they look to you, Warren and Araza, and whoever else is visible, and says, they're setting you up at the inn. It's on the Burgermaster. Unfortunately, nothing in, nothing out until we've dealt with this thing. We've got pikemen lined up in case the creature returns. But we haven't seen it leave town, so we're assuming it's still within the walls. So please, do be careful. We will send escorts to take you to the interior of the inn, just to ensure your safety and the safety of others. How many are with your crew?
I'm looking around, trying to count how many visible people I can see.
Okay. So Grimm and Jymbo, I assume, are still hiding.
Yeah, I'll still be hidden.
All right, Jymbo, you're still hiding too?
Oh yeah, Jymbo does not want to be seen in this town.
Okay. So the visible ones are Rusty, Vasilka, obviously Araza and Warren. Sorin, are you hiding, or are you visible?
I am visible, but within the little time that it took for the new guards to come back, I cast disguise self, and I don't look like myself.
Okay.
I look like a light purple skinned drow.
Okay.
With black hair.
Okay. So the guards kind of like do their own head count. So it's Araza, Warren, Sorin in disguise, and then Rusty and Vasilka. So about five people.
Sounds about right, yes.
Okay, if you'd care to walk with us, it's only a short walk to the inn. It's just quite adjacent here to the stables, but we cannot we cannot be careless here. The Burgermaster has also ordered that we might need to start searching some things. So with your permission, we would have to do a search of your wagon.
Can you guarantee the safety of our horse? Tom is very important to our group.
Absolutely. We will guarantee the safety of you and yours.
I look over at Warren. Warren, do you feel comfortable leaving Tom?
Yeah, he's fine. Betty's with him too.
Okay.
Okay, we won't be searching wagons until first light. It is getting closer to sundown. And if you do hear any howling, that tends to be the werewolves. We've gotten used to it, but I'm not sure if strangers have. Just be mindful. We thought that all we had to worry about was werewolves, but now apparently there are beasties about.
We've had our fair share of encounters with werewolves.
Oh, indeed. And the guards kind of like look at one another real quick, and then they look back, and one of them he reaches into a pouch, and it looks like he put something in his hand. He's like, "Here, allow me to help you down with from the wagon." And he holds out his hands to help you guys down.
Oh, I
we
thought I
have-
was already. I thought I was already down from the wagon.
We have feed in our wagon for Tom, right?
I believe we determined that your create food and water was creating enough for them also, because it says creatures. It doesn't specify. So unless there's another casting of the spell the next morning, then there's probably not feed immediately in there.
Okay. All right. In this conversation we're having with the guards, it's loud enough for Jymbo and all them who are.
Yes.
Okay,
They're able to hear that the wagon will not be searched until first light.
Okay.
At
I
the
will
word
also-
werewolf, Jymbo pokes Grimm.
I will also set up the psychic whispers with Araza, Sorin, and Warren,
Okay.
and that'll last 7 hours.
Gotcha.
Okay. So again, the mention of werewolves, Jymbo pokes Grimm. Grimm sets up the psychic link. If anyone's still in the wagon, the guards they offer to step you guys down. And then the other guard, he reaches in. He says, "I must apologize. This is a formality. I need you to hold this coin with a bare hand, please."
And I follow.
And they hold out it looks like a pure silver coin. Please hold on to it. Hold on to it for a number of 5 seconds, please. And they do this with everybody. Vasilka does it out of reflex, like something is put into her hand, and then she just kind of closes on it and then lets it go. And you hear one of the guards say, no, it's 5 seconds. And she closes her hand and opens it really quickly again.
I'll help her.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
So she closes it. Go ahead.
Can
Grimm.
Jymbo and I see what is going on, or
No.
can we just hear what's going on?
You can only hear what's going on. You don't have a vantage
Okay.
because of the way the wagon's set up. Like,
Okay.
you guys are basically hiding under the benches at the back of the wagon. So unless something is like over the side of the wagon to where one of you on the opposite side could see that, then you're not going to be able to see much.
Okay.
But no, they have Vasilka do it. Rusty, he just kind of holds it and he's like, okay, not really any bare hands, but okay. And they're like, huh? But then they give the coin to Warren.
And I'll take it and I'll hold it for the 5 seconds.
Okay. And after they do, you see that they check your palm to make sure that nothing is burned into your hand. And then they do the same to Sorin's. They hand you the coin, Sorin.
I do the same thing.
Okay. Nothing happens because you don't have a vulnerability to silver, obviously. And then finally, Araza.
I hold out both my hands. Like, you pick.
And they just put a coin in your hand. Your left
Okay.
hand.
Okay.
And after they're satisfied, they start escorting you towards the inn itself. So once you're out of the stables, you hear them close the doors. This is mostly for Grimm and Jymbo here. You hear them close the doors and you hear them lock them. there's a few moments where Betty and Tom just kind of like they kind of like get a little nestled in, because I'm assuming at that point during the time before you guys were maybe getting them set up in an actual stall, not Grimm and Jymbo, but like Warren or someone were getting them set up in an actual stall, not staying hitched to the wagon.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to make the gross assumption, but there it was. So yeah, they get comfortable in the stall, and after a while, Grimm and Jymbo, it's kind of quiet. So what do the two of you do?
First, I'll psychically communicate with the group, and it's like, do you see any guards staying at the stable, or did they all leave?
I mean, I would check for that as we are leaving the stable just to see.
There are 2 guards still stationed outside of the stable. They're looking after your stuff to make sure nothing gets in.
I relay that back to Grimm.
Okay, I'll whisper that to Jymbo. They got 2 guards outside the door, so we gotta be quiet.
Subtlety is my middle name. I forgot my accent. Hold on, sorry.
Subtlety went away with my accent. It's okay.
Yeah, don't you worry about it. I'm very subtle in these things. So can I do like I guess a investigation or like a perception check to see if there are any windows or any upper exits out of this place?
Yeah, absolutely. I won't even have to have you roll. So
Okay.
from your position, you guys can like peek out from under the benches and like kind of look straight up. And the barn itself has a higher, not a barn. The stable itself has a higher loft where you can see the support beams. And then on either side of where the roof pitches, it's kind of like open air. So you could like squeeze through those areas up there. They're large enough for a medium-sized creature to get through. But you would have to climb up there to get there. Not impossible.
So what do you think about maybe climbing up there and squeezing our way out?
Sounds like a decent idea. Then we could kind of try to sneak around. We should definitely get out of here before they come back and search the wagon.
The one thing I'm kind of wondering, and this is just putting an idea in your head, is that they check everyone to see if they're werewolves, it sounds like. Is there a way that we could get them to check those older ladies and reveal that they are not older ladies? I don't know what their test entails.
How it sounded like they just put a coin in a hand or something in their hand and held it. So I don't know. But it also seems like the 2 older ladies are more friendly, more known in this village or town than we are, so it's going to be harder for us to try to convince them that they are not who they say they are, as we're the outsiders.
I actually have a question. Do we even know about the 2 older ladies now that I'm thinking about it? Do we have any idea? Because we were both hiding, right?
Nope, no idea.
Okay, so this conversation didn't happen at all.
This conversation is just a little meta, but it's a
Yeah.
Like, the way I see it, Jymbo has been through a set of indefinite madness over the course of the campaign, so him talking about old ladies is not completely out of pocket for him. Yeah, so there you weren't sure and it wasn't mentioned that that they were there.
Okay, so we'll just gloss over this because
Uh-huh.
as I was speaking, I realized, oh wait, this is impossible.
I just let it happen. But yeah, that conversation, it's kind of, you weren't, Grimm was kind of on the nose because the guards did say, you know, hold out your hand and hold this for however many seconds. Not necessarily a coin, but they did have your party members hold something. So it was kind of like a test. And he did say, you know, it's a precautionary measure. We have to do this. So that's on the nose. The old lady's portion, not so much.
Yeah, the only thing is we gotta be hidden and out of, or very well hidden or out of here before it starts getting dark, so we're not caught in here hiding when they search the place.
Well, it's getting dark now. You guys
Is there any
were
good
in the
hiding places?
You could hide anywhere in the you could hide anywhere in the stables. There's like under the hay. You could hide in the small little loft. I mean, they did say that they were going to search the wagon as a precautionary measure, so I'm assuming they're not going to search something that's already been here in town for however many years. They're going to search the new stuff. That's a safe assumption.
What I was gonna yeah. I say let's hide, get in good hiding spots, and wait until they come in, search the wagon, and then leave. So then when we do try and move around, the guards might be gone, or they're not going to be expected to come in right any time. We got plenty of time to try to slowly sneak out without making a ton of noise.
Sure, that sounds fine to me. You care if I try getting up in that loft?
No, I think it might be a good idea for both up there, just in case they start searching the entire place. We could try to sneak out before they find us.
Okay, Jymbo is going to try to kind of finagle his way up into the loft without using his jump. Perhaps like either a climb or like a I don't know, some kind of sick stunt. Whatever.
Yeah, go ahead and give me give me an acrobatics check.
12?
12 is enough. 12 is enough to get yourself to at least, like, you do like a standing jump and you grab onto the lowest portion of the floor of the loft, and then you kind of like swing yourself up into it with kind of like a little flip, but not like too much. But yeah, you get up there okay.
I will tell Jymbo I'll grab out some of the rope that I have and toss one end up to him so he could help me get up there too.
Okay.
Okay. Do I need to roll anything to secure the rope or
yeah, not to secure the rope. There's plenty of like there's plenty of beams and whatnot that you can like latch it onto. And Jymbo, when you're up there, you kind of like look down, and like tucked partially under the hay on the floor, a little ways away from the wagon, is actually a ladder. It looks like a standing ladder that, you know, one could put up there and climb up.
There's a ladder down there if you'd rather not climb the rope. Though moving that ladder might indicate to whomever that comes to search this place that someone got up here.
Yeah, let's not move that ladder because it might also make a lot of noise. Don't know how well it moves. So let's just stick with the rope and try to be as quiet as possible.
Okay. So you're using the rope then?
Yeah.
Okay. Just go ahead and give me a basic athletics check there, Grimm.
Not acrobatics?
I mean, you can use acrobatics if you want. I mean, it doesn't really matter either way. I just need to make sure that you don't like get below a 10.
Oh, I way over with acrobatics. I got 17 on the roll and then +6.
Okay, yeah, you get up there no problem. Actually, you get up there pretty quietly. The two of you get up there and you withdraw the rope to make sure that it doesn't seem suspicious of any sort. And as you get up there, you notice something very, very peculiar. The two of you kind of like huddle down because Jymbo, you were helping Grimm up, and then Grimm is probably like still working to get to his feet. But as the two of you slowly stand, almost in like odd cinematic horror, you see ravens. Hundreds and hundreds of ravens just up in the loft, staring at you.
I'm just gonna chalk this up to curses, nice birdies, and we're just gonna go our way, and you guys just kind of go your way.
They just.
How didn't you see them?
It's dark and they are ravens, and they are everywhere. So as they're staring at you, Araza, Warren, and Sorin, you're brought alongside Vasilka and Sir Rusty to the interior of the Blue Water Inn. Gray smoke issues from the chimney of this large 2-story building with a stone foundation and sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall. As you're brought inside, you see several other townsfolk kind of gathered around. Some of them look panicked. There's a man saying he was separated from his wife and child, and the guards are trying to just quell the situation. They said that they didn't get a good sight of what it was, but obviously the townsfolk are worried, but the guards are doing their best to assuage the anxieties of the populace. You're brought in, and the guards that ushered you in says, you've got a drink and a meal on the burgomaster. And the guard looks to the man running the bar and kind of gives him a nod, and you see the man kind of like make a tally, seeing how many people are with you, and then he walks back into the kitchen area. The guard kind of looks to all of you. He's like, there will be a representative of the militia to speak to your representative, your group's representative. Are you traders? Are you caravaneers? Are you? And they look you over and they say, no, there's no way you could be Vistani. What do you claim yourselves to be?
Adventurers.
Adventurers? In like a mercenary company then? You're mercenaries?
Yes. Sure.
Oh, indeed. Well, then, we will have our militia representative come and speak to you, and they will ask to speak to your representative, your mercenary captain, whoever that might be. Would that be you, madam? And they look to you, Araza. That would be you?
Yes.
Oh, very good. And then they'll speak to you, and they'll see about searching your wagon. We don't want to do it without your permission, obviously, but it is procedure now that we are on lockdown. Should we find anything suspicious, obviously, law will be upheld, and further investigation will be seen. But seeing as we are looking for a creature and not contraband, you are very likely to be in the clear. So no, please do not try to worry. Try to keep your anxieties low if you can. Again, food and drink are provided here, and if need be, we can send someone else to assist you.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you for putting us up for the night.
Oh, no need to thank me. Thank the Burgomaster. The Burgomaster wants to make sure that a happy town is a safe town. And you can tell that he says this, the guard says this often enough that the emphasis in the words is completely gone. It's like a flat red line at this point. But he nods, and he leaves with the other guard, but there are guards that are stationed here within the inn. Some of them look to be like just standard conscripted men, and then you see another man speaking to some commoners over at a table, and he places down a piece of paper in front of them, and it looks like they're signing it. And then he's mumbling something about, well, if you report to the barracks, they'll arm you, blah, blah, blah. So what do the three of you do once you're inside the inn?
We should probably get something to eat and talk about, like, our next step, next course of action. We'll think clear with a full stomach.
I agree.
Okay. If you guys settle in at a table, the man who runs the inn, he walks over, sets down a plate in front of each of you. It looks to be just like some fried fish and maybe some cabbage. But it's not much. And then there's some watered down ale that he's kind of just placed in front of you. He says, this is what it'll cover for the night without breaking into the stores, but obviously if the Burgomaster demands it, then that's what we will do. If you need anything else, please let us know. If you need anything outside of this, I will have to charge. And he kind of gives you a nod, and he goes to walk off, but you can stop him if you wish.
I do want to stop him.
Oh.
And I'm going to give him 3 gold pieces. Actually, no, I'm going to give him 5.
You give him 5 gold pieces? Okay.
I give him 5 gold pieces.
Oh, thank you, sir. What else can I get you? And he stops, and you see him, like, he wipes his hands on his apron.
No, you keep doing what you need to do, but I figure you'll need this to help restock what we are using up. So that's yours to do with as you need.
Oh, I see. And he looks around. He's like, I suppose I can get you some bread and water also. Yeah, I'll be right back. And he leaves the table, comes back. He sets down about a half loaf of bread, and then puts down a couple glasses of water. He puts down like a pitcher of water. If you need anything else, my name is Erwin. Feel free to give me a shout. I'm pretty sure I can hear you over the hubbub here. And he kind of looks out, and he's a little leery about the guards being in here. You can tell. But beyond that, he's down to business.
Thank you kindly, Erwin.
He nods, walks off. So what do you do?
Again, like while I figure we're planning while we're dining, I'm still wanting to go through my plan at least of temporarily joining the guard and again helping find this creature. The sooner it's found, the sooner the lockdown will go away and everybody will kind of maybe ease up a bit.
Sounds like an idea. I'd see if they'd let me join you.
I'm sure they would appreciate the extra hands. More hands get the work done.
I mean, we could always ask.
I help. I can help. And Visoka taps her chest. I can help.
Yes, you can, Vasilka. Rusty,
Absolutely.
what do you think?
No, well, oh, absolutely. I'd love to help. Especially if they think you're mercenaries. Might be able to hire you.
True.
Yeah, that was some quick thinking. I don't even know what we're doing traveling around.
What do you think, Sorin? I look over at the disguised Sorin questioningly.
So we're mercenaries now. You know, we could have just told the guard that we were heading on through, you know, back to what's the town where we first started at?
Kresk.
Yeah. Crest, you know, going back home. But no, now we're a lot of mercenaries.
Well,
some people don't.
They wouldn't have let you go anyway. They locked down the entire town. No one in, no one out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who.
Yeah, that's fair. So we're a lot of mercenaries stuck in a town with the other two hags.
Eggs, what are you talking about? Like, did we see it? I can't remember if we did.
No, you guys didn't see it.
I did.
Well, they're stuck here with us, and I doubt that they would try anything if they're back to their regular disguise. And again, if the people know them and they don't know us, then we had better be careful.
Well, I'm not saying do anything rational, but
About
just
I don't
throwing
want to
that
say
out there.
choke on my ale, but
As you're enjoying your meal and you're kind of discussing this, you see one of the armored militiamen who'd been speaking to some of the citizenry in the back. He makes his way over towards your table. He's like, "Oh, well met, friends. Well met. You interested in joining the citizens militia?"
absolutely. We were actually just talking about that. That is fantastic timing on your part.
Oh, indeed. Well, I'm pretty good at my timing. I tend to think so. What time is it? And he kind of like spaces out for a second. He's like, anyway, no, the citizens militia. The burgomaster is looking for able-bodied conscripts to actually assist in hunting down these horrible beasts. And you look to be in a capably armed outfit. Are you? And he looks around. And he's like, oh, are you mercenaries?
I look at Araza.
Yep, I do the exact same.
Everybody like slow turns to Araza. Are we mercenaries? Well, Araza?
All right. Definitely are
You kind of cut out on me there, Araza. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, if everybody on the team wants to volunteer, I am all for volunteering. So, sign me up.
Oh, well, indeed. Well, if you are indeed mercenaries, there is a and he kind of like looks around. He leans in. He says, "We don't get many mercenaries who come through. The burgomaster actually pays a little bit for the conscript work. You see, you'll make a small stipend." And we'll equip you if you need it, but seeing as you bring your own weapons and arms, all we ask is that if you are asked to task and patrol or perform a guard duty, that you do so without too much of a fuss, and then you'll still receive your stipend. We won't be making you do anything that we wouldn't do ourselves or that we wouldn't make someone else do. And he puts down the paper in front of you, and you see it's a long piece of just odd litigation, and it's worded very strangely, but you see that there is like they'll pay in copper, but then as he looks at it, he pulls that paper away and he says, "Oh, no, this is the wrong one." And he starts like rummaging through a bag. It looks like a large mail bag, and he pulls out another piece of paper, reads it over, sets it down. He goes, "This is the one for mercenaries," and he blows the dust off of it as if to indicate how old it is. And he places it down. He says, "You'll each be paid 5 silver per day, and then if you prefer, they can give you a gold. They can pay you in gold at the end of the week. Otherwise, they'll pay you daily."
No, that sounds fair.
Oh, very good, very good. And he slides the paper to you first, Warren, and puts a quill down.
Well, last time Warren wrote in cursive was back in the one-room schoolhouse. But he does his best signature for a farm boy.
Okay. They're not looking for neatness. They're kind of putting like names to faces. And then they slide it over to Araza.
Sign my name.
Okay. And then they slide.
After I asked him, so like, "Do you want me to sign in blood?"
Like, oh. They're like, "Oh, heavens no. Who are we, Strahd?" And he laughs. He's like, no. Oh, gods, no.
Okay, just making sure.
And
Dang.
and he afterwards he slides it over in front of Vasilka, and she just kind of like stares down at the paper, and she picks up the quill. And you see her like put the quill to the paper, but it's not on the line, and she just begins like scribbling. And she scribbles kind of hard, and it starts bending the quill.
I reach over to Vasilka and I'm like, "Gently now, gently." And I try and help her kind of write her name.
Okay. It's very poorly written. And it's mostly a scribble, but it suffices, or at least the guard doesn't seem put off by it.
Silka's a doctor.
Funny thing, I actually was going to take out my dagger and cut my hand. But yeah, I was seriously going to do that, so that's how I do it.
That's how you do it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they slide it to you next, Sorin, and when they see you like cut your hand, they're like, "Oh," and the guard kind of like looks around. He's like, "Oh, medic," and then he kind of like slides the paper away because it's an official document. He can't get this thing bloody, so he slides it away. And you see when when Warren jokes that Vasilka's a doctor, she sees your hand bleeding, Sorin, and she takes this little strip of cloth and she just like takes your hand and starts wrapping it, but it looks like it's a practiced hand. And make a general intelligence check for me, Sorin.
Oh God. Oh wait, never mind. I'm good at those.
I was gonna say it's like you're a wizard. that's your good stat.
Okay. 14 plus 4, 18.
Okay, 18. You notice that the way that she's wrapping your hand is kind of the way that the abbot used to tend to people. And it's almost an exact mirror of what the abbot used to do in terms of like healing people. And she does it like, this is the smoothest action you've seen her do. Like everything else seems like real jerky and stiff and awkward, but this is like second nature almost. And she wraps your hand. And she pats it and says, there.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then she just kind of like sits there contentedly and smiles. And Sir Rusty stares down at it. And he's like, how do you spell Rusty? Capital R, capital U, capital S-T-Y. And he just kind of hums that to himself, scribbles down on the paper. The guard takes it back, and he checks to make sure you're okay, Sorin. He's like, oh, please just sign it with the quill, and I'll make sure that it's taken to the burgomaster immediately. And he checks you all out for a second. He's like, would any of you be available for patrol tonight? I know it's very short notice, but we've had to spread our guards so thin. We do kind of need some assistance on patrol. You wouldn't be going by yourself. We would send someone with you, someone experienced already, so that way you know the perimeters and whatnot. But
I'll stand as he's saying that.
okay, very good. Warren, is it? Okay, Warren. Okay. My name is Garth, and he gives.
I shake his hand. Nice firm handshake.
Oh, very good. Nice strapping young lad. There you go. Anyone else? And he just kind of like looks around the table.
I'll volunteer too.
Okay.
Better yet, it's better with 3, so I will as well.
Okay. They will be sending a couple of the guards that are already like part of the militia with you.
Actually,
yes.
If Sorin's gonna go, then I will stay with Vasilka and Rusty.
Oh, you know what? I did not even think about that.
Yeah, because at least one of us should stay with them, just in case.
Well, Vasilka kind of like, she's sitting closer to Sorin, and she's like, he's hurt. Can't go.
Well, doctor's orders.
And she
I gotta
smiles.
stay here now.
She smiles. I'm a doctor.
Yes, you are, Vasilka. You're very good at it, too.
Mm. And she nods proudly. I'm a doctor. And Rusty's like, since when did she become a doctor?
He has the signature for it. You had to write in all caps.
I did. And they kind of looked at one another, and you're sure that they'll be okay. And the guard says we only need a handful for the patrol anyway. So Warren and Araza. Do I call you Captain Araza as leader of the mercenary company, or is it a
Oh, she prefers to go by Madam.
Oh, Madam. Oh,
Yes, she's a highfalutin lady.
I don't know what falutin means.
That's all right.
And
He says it all the time. I don't know what it means either.
I do? I'm sorry, I didn't explain it very well. My goodness. You need to tell me these things, Warren.
I
You're
just figured
second in command.
you keep saying that word. I think I know what you're talking about.
All right.
I'm just the bra and you're the brains.
Yes, that's why you're second in command. But I mean, sometimes I don't know the words that come out of my mouth either.
Sorin, I need you to make a perception check for me really quick, please.
Okay. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. You see this child, probably about like 8 years old, run from the upstairs down the stairs and then goes up to Erwin and motions for him to lean down and whispers in his ear, and the guy kind of looks surprised. And he says, "There's how many?" And the kid whispers again, and he's like, all right, and they're just standing there. And the kid whispers again, and he's like, "Oh, okay, well, if there's only 2 of them," and he sets his rags down, and then it looks like he says, "Folks, I have to tend to something upstairs for a moment. I will be right back." And then the guards are like, "Okay," and people are like, "Okay," and he heads upstairs. And the little boy kind of runs up behind him, but after a while, the kid stops before he gets too high up the stairs and looks out at the common room of the inn, and he kind of does this odd little shiver and then runs upstairs with Erwin. So the guard, Garth, takes Warren and Araza. He takes you outside. He introduces you to another guard, who's named Lul. And Lul, he salutes and says, "Oh, I've never been in the company of mercenaries before. This is astounding. This is pretty interesting. I dare say I'm a little scared with the beastie about, but there's strength in numbers, right?"
Absolutely. And I do pass along to Garth and Lowell the description of the creature that Sorin told me, since it's like, oh, there's a member of our group that actually saw the creature before it got away, and I describe what it looked like to them to pass along to the other patrols.
Oh, very good. We will pass that along. As quickly as we can. And Garth kind of he pats Lowell on the shoulder and says, "You'll do fine." And he says, "Just show them what you've been shown, and I'll go relay this information to the other groups." And they nod. Lowell salutes, and they all part ways. After a while, Grimm and Jymbo, you're up in the loft, and there are these ravens that are just staring at you. And Jymbo has offered that, hey, you go your way, we'll go ours. And in that time, one of the ravens kind of hops down and flies out through that big gap that's large enough for a humanoid to squeeze through. And there's a large gap of time before that particular raven returns. What did the 2 of you do while you're up there in the loft? Because this is all happening concurrently.
Should we just get out of here?
Yeah, maybe we should just take a look outside, see if we see a lot of movement or not, and get out of here, because I don't have a good feeling about the ravens.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to turn out to be friends this time.
Nope.
Okay, can we do a perception check outside, kind of see what's going on out there? I also want to see how close we are to the wall, and I'm not sure did you say how high the wall was?
Let's see. The wall itself, it's a 2-story building. You are on since it's adjacent to the inn itself, the loft is technically the 2nd story. So you're about 12 feet off the ground from where you're at if you were to drop down out of there.
Okay, are we near the wall?
As you start to make your way that way, the ravens just let you walk. They don't harass you. They just watch you. And they watch you for a very, very, very long time. Obviously they're not accosting you. They're just observing you. And they let you go towards the wall, and they let you go towards the opening if you wish.
Yeah, definitely I'll walk towards the opening.
Okay.
I'll join you.
Now, if you want to make a perception check to see if you see anything outside, you may.
22.
Okay. You see torchlight as the sun is finally starting to dip down. Well, not. It's not really the sun. You can tell it's just getting darker. The moon is rising. You can tell the moon is rising, but not so much the exact setting of the sun, because you can't see the sun that well. As it's getting darker, you see torchlight of what appear to be like small patrols of maybe like 2 to 3 people. These are likely the militiamen or the guards that are monitoring things. Where the openings are in the loft of the barn or the stables, you can't see the guards, but you know that the guards are still stationed outside the doors. But they're nowhere to be seen where you guys are. So
Well,
what do you do?
I guess, I mean, if you want to leave, we could leave this loft. I'm not quite sure where we would go.
I will psychically communicate with the rest of the party and go, do you want us to stay in where we are, or do you want us to sneak out and try to see what's going on?
I respond back, it's like, the more information we can get about what's going on, the better it's going to be for us. And I'm also going to let them know, Warren and I have volunteered to help out the guards, so you might see us wandering about too.
Okay, roger that. I will then tell Jymbo. They said it'd probably be a good idea to get as much information as possible, and Warren and Araza have kind of joined the guard to try to help. So I think we should sneak out and just try to sneak around without drawing too much attention and hopefully not get caught.
That sounds fine to me. I'm pretty subtle myself. I know you are the sneakiness expert, so I will let you lead the way.
Hopefully he doesn't hide too well and Jymbo loses track of him.
Oh, that would be great.
So, all right. So the two of you are going to sneak down out of the loft then?
Yeah.
All right. As you're getting ready to sneak down, you see the small raven returns right as you guys are getting ready to climb down, and there is a larger raven that lands, and it lands closest to you guys, almost like uncomfortably so, and it kind of like tilts its head, and it hops back a few paces, and it opens its mouth and says, "My son told me that you were up here."
Oh, I was hoping it's you guys. Hi, friends.
And he tilts his head. He says, "Friends, so you've met the Martikovs."
Ah, okay. So you're not the Mother House, but yeah, we're on pretty decent terms with them. We got rid of some druids, I guess.
We were told. When my son told me that there were 2 of you, I had thought the worst, because at the time there were 5 of you.
Oh, no, the others are fine. I just became a bale of rice and head because last time I was in this place, they wanted to chop my head off. So, I don't want to be around people.
Well, and he said he looks down. He's like, "Oh, well, this is awkward. I would speak to you in more pleasant terms, and pleasant form, but the Martikovs are kin to us, and as we are kin to them. As keepers of the feather, we look out for one another. The old adage goes, birds of a feather flock together, but we look after our own, and you've done a great deed by helping the old crow. So in that, you are safe here in the Blue Water Inn. We will not let any harm come to you or your friends.
Oh, so all we have to do is just stay in this inn?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that sounds good to me.
He's like, I wasn't sure when, and he kind of like shakes his head, but he's in Raven form, so it's really hard to read his emotions and description, like his physicalities. He says, no, I will, I'll make sure that you and your friends are set up. There are still 5 of you, or...
Well, there's 2 more we picked up along the way.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll see to it that they're well looked after. He says, and if you're going to sneak around, the guards here aren't that smart, but they do still have eyes. And he kind of motions to like the white fur of Jymbo compared to like the dark feathers of the ravens. And he says, come follow me. And as he starts hopping, he shifts back into human form. You see his feathers just kind of like fall off, and then he like sprouts a clothed human form beneath. And he walks over to a panel in the wall, and he knocks on it in 3 different places, and the panel opens up. This leads into the 2nd floor of the inn. I'll have my boy, he'll guide you in, he'll get you set up with a room. Unless you were wanting to wander around at night when there's monsters apparently about.
No, not really. I just wanted to get out of this town, but if I'm safe in this inn, that's fine. Sorry about the white. I'm usually red, so I forget this is my natural color.
Oh no, don't apologize. It's just you kind of stand out.
Do you know any way that we could sneak out of here with the 7 of us and 2 horses and a wagon without drawing a ton of attention, or is there no possible way?
Well, I would say that if you and your group and your horses and your wagon could somehow turn into birds and fly away, then absolutely. However, I don't think that's necessarily the case.
Okay.
We've not really been on many lockdowns, but I can assure you that once they lock those gates, until they get what they're after, they don't open again. That was under the previous burgomaster. The son himself, I don't know. This is the first time that we've had a lockdown under his son, so I don't know. I do know that silly little coin thing only works so many times. I've had to have my sons replace the coin itself with a plated coin, so that way it doesn't burn our hands.
Coin thing? They
put a coin into your hand to determine if you're a werewolf or not.
Could could it determine any other mystical beings? Like, say if you are a cursed rabbit, would it pick that up?
I mean, depends on the curse. Are you cursed with being a were creature, like a werewolf? Are you a were rabbit? And he kind of like.
I mean, not that I'm aware of. I'm cursed with being handsome.
I see.
Oh, and also bleeding a lot.
I see. Well, in
And
any case,
every other curse there is.
every other curse. Well, you all look tired. You all look hungry. I'll have food brought up to the rooms. But again, the guards cannot touch you here. They might reside here and have a meal or two in the inn, but they cannot pull you from here. We will not allow that to happen. And all of the other ravens in the loft kind of like give a little of affirmation. And
I will psychically communicate that with the rest of the party, just so they know what's going on too.
okay. Erwin
I
looks.
do relay
Go
what
ahead.
he tells me to Warren and Sorin.
I think we're
As
all
long as the guards
psychically
are-
linked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
only
okay.
one that isn't psychically linked is Jymbo.
Okay.
Because he's right next to Grimm, so.
Yeah, and I can only pick 3 people.
Gotcha.
But the Erwin looks to the smaller raven and says, "All right, Brom, come on." And the boy, the little raven starts to transform into that of an 11-year-old boy, and he's like, "All right, yeah, come on, follow me." And then he scurries through the little panel in the top, and goes to get a room set up for you guys.
Maybe I should become a werebird. That seems pretty cool.
Does that door go both ways? If I knock in a certain spot, I could sneak out into the back into here.
I mean, it does. You just have to watch where you knock.
Okay.
And he says, if we're to keep you safe, I don't see why I wouldn't allow you to know the ways in and out of this place. And he shows you where to knock. He shows you where to knock to get the panel to loosen up, and then you can slide it off to the side.
Okay.
So, Sorin, you're down in the common room with Sir Rusty and Vasilka, and the guards and stuff are there. Some of the guards are funneling out, some of the guards are coming back in. You see that Warren, Araza, and the other guard have already left. What do you do while you're in there?
Not really anything, to say the truth. I'm really just waiting.
Okay. Well then I will move to Warren and Araza then. As I'm trying to cycle to everybody here. So you guys are put on patrol, and every so often the guard goes up to a doorway of a home and kind of like knocks, and it looks to be a very practiced knock, not like open up, it's the police. It's more like a code type knock. There's like 3 taps followed by 1 hard tap, and then the inhabitants they open the door and they speak to the guard and let them know it's like everything's okay. If they need anything, to flag down one of the guards, put a lantern in your window if you need anything, and people nod and they continue on. during your beat, I guess, there is there's a moment where you see that there is Warren and Araza, you see this. The two of you see this. The guard seems to miss it initially. But you see that there's a lit lantern in one of the homes coming up.
I'll point that out to Lowell. Like, hey, doesn't that mean that somebody needs something?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So he's like, oh, let's go, and he heads up that way, does the routine knock, and he says, yes, is there anything you need? It's like, oh yes, we're frightfully in need of some supplies. We need some water. We need some compresses, and I'm afraid one of us is injured. And Lowell's like, oh, injured, absolutely. And he kind of like looks back to the two of you. Do either of you have any of that, or do I need to go and run and get some?
What kind of injury are we talking about?
Oh, it looks like someone has sprained their leg trying to run from the creature.
Well, I am a healer in a way. I could take a look.
Oh, could you? And then the Lowell's like, yes, absolutely. And he goes in first and lets you in. Also, Araza. You're brought into a small, dimly lit room. It looks like just a little common area of a home. Next to a hearth, there's two rocking chairs. There looks to be a group of townsfolk kind of gathered in here, and they're kind of like pacing back and forth. It's like, oh no, I hope she'll be okay. And she took quite a tumble, and they're like, oh no, she should be fine. She should be fine. I mean, she's hardy. She's been around. And then they're kind of like mumbling to one another, and they're like, oh no, this way. And then two young women. Once they identify you as the healer, they guide you over to the old woman sitting in the rocking chair, Araza. And she seems to be like, she's got her foot elevated, and she goes, oh dearie, oh my goods, it's so good to see someone who can finally help me. And they're like, oh please help Miss Agatha, please, you have to help her.
Oh yes, I will see what I can do.
And she smiles so kindly. She's, oh dearie.
And I smile back at her.
It's like, oh, thank the gods. You don't know how miserable it's been. You know, my poor leg. And she kind of like, she goes to reach over to touch it, and she winces. She's like, oh gods, oh, it stings.
I will do a medicine check.
Go ahead, make a medicine check.
That's a 16.
16. You examine her leg, and the bruising that is on her leg is completely superficial.
Oh yes, this is definitely something that you need to stay off your feet for. We need to keep the feet elevated. That way, it distributes the blood evenly throughout your leg.
Oh yes, keeping it elevated. Oh, absolutely.
Oh yes. Are you feeling feverish in a way?
Oh yes, I am. Oh, I could tell you. My head feels like it's at the bottom of a boiler plate. And
oh no.
And they're like, what can we get you? What can we get you? And the townsfolk are like, what can we help with? Because they're like, they have to help her.
Let's start with the cold compress. We need to keep her off her feet, maybe in a position where she's comfortable. Is that okay with you, Miss Agatha?
Oh, absolutely, dear. Oh, absolutely. And she says, whatever you say, doctor's orders. And she kind of gives you this kind smile and a wink. And the guard's like, well, come on, give them room. And he kind of like backs up the citizenry. And how close are you, Araza?
Well, after I did my examination, I would have stepped away and started telling everybody, just like, yes, she definitely needs to stay off her feet. walking back over to Warren and the guard and, just kind of like pointing things out, asking her questions from a distance because I don't really need to touch her. And I don't want to.
Understood. And
So, I'm
Huh?
sure I catch on that it's Agatha, right?
oh, you see her? It's Agatha.
Okay. I'm gonna go towards her and I'll be like, Granny, is everything okay, Granny?
Oh dear, I took a wicked spill. You see, that whatever that beastie was, it must have pushed over a few people, and I tried to help get them to safety too. And oh gods, I just wish I could have been a little bit quicker. And I took a little bit of a stumble. Did something to me leg.
Some stumbles like that do happen, especially when there's a lot of people around. You definitely want to stay seated, keep both legs elevated, help circulation.
And she reaches back and she's like, "Oh, lol, me boy, please come over real quick." And the other guard comes over. He says, "What can I get you? What can I get you, Miss Agatha?" And she says, "Oh, these two bright young stars, they helped me, They helped me a little while back. Me and my daughters. And now, I'd like a word alone with them if I could. Would that be all right?" And he's like, "Oh, absolutely." And he's like, everyone upstairs. He's like, upstairs or into another room. And he ushers everyone out. And he says, "If you need anything," and he looks to Warren and Araza. He says, "If you need anything, let us know. Just give me a call. Just holler for me." And he ducks off. And after everyone is kind of like shifted away, Agatha just kind of like reclines in the rocking chair and she keeps her foot elevated. And she looks to the two of you. "Now that was a fine mess, wasn't it?"
Oh yes. Definitely, fate has brought us back together, it seems, Granny.
Oh, some might say. Although, it's not uncommon to feel like fate has a little bit of a twist on you sometimes.
Oh, I totally agree.
How have you been sleeping, dearies?
I'm sure Warren and Araza exchange a glance.
You look tired.
Yeah, Warren takes he takes his hand and he kind of rubs the back of his neck. He's like, "Yeah, could have a few better nights, but figure it's the land finally catching up with us."
And it's the life of a mercenary, too. We just kind of
I know
don't sleep much.
mercenaries don't sleep very well, but I can only imagine being alone on the road for several days at a time, not getting a full night's rest. Goodness, it could take its toll on the mind and the body. You could wither away and no one would know.
Warren kind of runs his tongue over his swollen gums.
So, let me get to the pit of the punch.
Yes, ma'am.
You were trying to get straight through town. Is that right?
As best as we could with our wagon and everything.
I see. Constance is none too happy that her sister's been taken from us.
That's understandable.
And I know that a lot of you have been troubled, not been sleeping, and some of you believe you're cursed. Some of it seems to be beyond the healing of practiced priests and whatnot. Isn't that right, dear? And she kind of looks to you, Araza.
I just smile at her. Cheesy smile.
You won't last long on your own out there. If those nightmares get any worse, they say if you die in your sleep, you die in real life. Now we wouldn't want any of that to happen, now would we? It's a scary place out there.
I look at her and I go, so what you're saying, does it apply to everybody that's here in Barovia? Like, sleeping habits, I mean.
Oh no, only those that have crossed some fiendish trio, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good to hear that the lovely people here in Vallaki aren't haunted by their dreams.
Well, most of them don't dream at all. Some of them, well, thanks to the pies that me and my daughters made, they have some nice sweet dreams, and it's the sweetest dreams that they'll ever have. That's why they keep coming back. But I'm not here to talk about pies and why we haven't been able to make any more. You've seen fit to that. You buried it, about 6 feet under behind the mill. But I'm not here to be your enemy. I want to show a measure of good faith. But I'm going to ask something in return, of course. A little tit for tat, kind of. And you're not obligated to take it. But I do know, because I've got a keen old eye, that, that rabbit boy, he's got a case of, seeping wounds. And some of y'all haven't been sleeping very well either. Feeling a little bit, less than full when it comes to your health. I'd be willing to help you take all that away.
What's the other side of the coin, though?
Well, I could also see about getting these folks to, open those gates and let you back on through. Got an awful lot of pull here in Vallaki.
You are a very well respected person. And we're mere strangers.
And just to show you that I know what I'm doing. And she reaches up and she puts her hand on Warren's face. And Warren, your gums are healed. Like instantly, as soon as her hand touches your face. But the other side of the coin is, I need you to take something somewhere for us. You take it there, and you'll know what to do with it when you get it there. And if you do that, all those curses, all that malaise and malady, that'll be taken away from you.
What about our friends? What about them?
Oh, with a snap of my fingers, I can make sure it goes away. But, and I'd be remiss to not tell you this, if you agree to it, you're gonna need to see it through. Because otherwise, it will all come back to you tenfold. And I mean all of you. And she reaches out to like hold your hand, Araza. And she just holds her hand out.
I hold her hand, or I
You hold her hand.
awkwardly do that?
And as your hand touches hers, your hit point maximum is returned.
Oh.
I'm just showing you what I can do. And I'd be able to do it without even having to see the rabbit boy or what is it, the thief, the assassin, and then that other one. He's got a touch of something different.
Really?
That one's a little bit further out of my control. But, you know, being a sycophant and whatnot, I can take all that away easily. It'd be right as rain. And again, all you have to do is just agree to take what I need taken to where I needed to go. No more curse. In fact,
So where does this need to go?
there's a place far up into the mountains called the Amber Temple. And what I need you to do is I've got a bag of something that needs to go. And if for any reason the contents of said bag are destroyed or disposed of or defiled in any way, and as an example, you both get a vision of the absolute worstness of your conditions. Araza, you see that, you know, your hit points are dropped to 0, and you watch yourself just kind of like crumble to dust. And Warren, you see that your mouth just fills with blood, and your body is racked with these unnatural spasms. But you don't feel it. You just see it for like a brief moment, and then you're back to this place.
I shiver after that little premonition goes away.
I just kind of like give her like a very curt nod, like, yes, ma'am, I understand. I'll go get my own switch. Like that kind of. Actually, Araza, aren't we going to be in that vicinity? So it's really not going to be out of our way.
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Agatha.
Hi, dearie.
I do have a couple questions for you, if you don't mind my asking, and I do want to apologize in advance if they just seem untoward. Because we're not from around these parts, and through our travels, we have not come across many allies, and our last encounter together was not ideal.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It's almost like you're biting the hand that feeds you.
Well, here's the thing, Miss Agatha. Some of that was out of our control.
Oh, no, I don't fully believe that, young man. But you know, if it weren't for the fact that you have an itchy trigger finger, you know, sometimes it happens. Sometimes we act on impulse, and it's understandable.
Well, ma'am, I know for a fact that I have not personally laid a hand on you and yours.
Listen,
if you recall.
Listen, dearie, that's water under the bridge. Water under the bridge.
And I know what you and your family are doing is actually, it's really truly benefiting the people of Barovia.
Is that right?
Well, I mean, you're giving them something that they can't have on their own.
We give them a modicum of happiness that they can't find anywhere else.
And compared to the so-called, I don't know, tyrant overlord of these lands.
Don't mention that devil's name. Oh my goodness, no.
Okay, that answers my question though. That answers my question. So
Oh, he's a right fiend, he is.
that's very reassuring. That really is. Because we were afraid that we weren't going to have very many allies here. So
I mean, allies is such a strong term to use, but I'll tell you what, if you and yours are willing to do this for us, then you can consider us allies. We'll help you any way we can, but we're not strong when it's just the two of us.
that's understandable, ma'am.
We're in a deftly weakened state, you see. We could have barely counterspelled that one thing that that came our way from that wagon.
What do you mean that came from our wagon?
Oh, you know, that foul beastie, that ain't a real thing. You think I'd allow myself to stumble if I was being chased by some imaginary creature?
What?
It's like being chased by a big purple dinosaur that says he loves you.
I'm sorry, Miss Agatha. I'm
A big purple dinosaur?
Oh, yes.
well, that too. But Araza, you were with me,
Yes.
and we had some other cargo, but now I'm just wondering about who else was traveling with us. Who else is capable of casting magic?
Oh, what did Constance say? She said it was that fella, that dusk elf. It's been traveling with you. He better not be found out that he's a dusk elf, because the first thing that they're gonna do is the folks here. You think they put wolves' heads on pikes? You better watch. He's damned
I
lucky.
take it they don't like elves.
They don't like the dusk elves because they've got connections to the woods, and what lurks in the woods is werewolves. They think 1 and 2 are the same.
And Warren's kind of like Warren is actually like pacing the room that we're in now.
I look over at Warren. I'm like, there's so much about this place we don't know.
Oh,
but we were almost out.
I could tell you so much.
We were almost out.
The big question that I have is how we ended up here in the first place. And why we are here. Those are the 2 big questions.
Well, dearie, like I said, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We know plenty about this place. We've been all over. Remember, we've been delivering pies to Kresk and Vallaki and Barovia. We've spoken to Vistani. We could tell you a right many things about this land, and some of the people within it too. But I can't give away too much for free. That's like telling you the secret recipe to me cookies.
You make cookies too?
Oh yes, goodness, and trust me, there's no people parts in those cookies. And she winks and just kind of like taps the side of her nose.
Oh, I do love me a good snickerdoodle.
Chocolate chip. Oh. Why didn't you say you made cookies too?
Because nobody asked.
That's true.
Last thing I knew, that my front door was open and I was being roasted and toasted like a marshmallow. Didn't really give me a right chance. But again, That's all right. We're
Yeah,
here now.
We'll do this for you.
No, dearie. No. I want you to talk it over with your companions. See if they're all on the okie dokie with it. And if they agree to, as soon as that agreement is made, you'll see that everything will become right as rain once more. Oh, my leg! And she leans down and she starts rubbing her leg. Oh goodness, some water. So the compress, where's those compresses? And she's putting on an act, and you can tell that she's done with the conversation. You could probably still like ask her some stuff, but she's ending the conversation for you.
I'll go over to the staircase where people went up. It's like, hey, does anybody have a compress ready for Miss Agatha?
You hear people scrambling up there as if it's like, oh, I'll do it.
No, I want to take care of Grandma. No, it's my turn.
It's my turn to take
She
care of
told me I
Granny.
was her favorite.
I look over at her and I go, would you like me to heal you?
She goes, if you don't mind. And she basically puts her hand on yours, Araza, to ensure that you don't use any spells. But when you put your hand on her wound, she just lessens the illusion of bruises, and it looks like it's almost healed.
Gotcha.
Oh, she's a miracle worker. Oh, such a kind soul in such a dark place. Now you all look after them. You make sure that these two are very well taken care of. Don't you go giving them any trouble, because that's what Granny Aggie told you. And everyone's like, yes, Granny, yes, Miss Agatha. And she kind of winks to the two of you again, and she gives one more tap on the side of her nose. Now go on, I'm sure you've got a long night of patrolling ahead of you. And she looks to Lowell. She says, actually, I think they might need another trip back to the inn. Why don't you send them back to the inn? And he's like, are you sure? And he's like, I've got more patrolling to do. She's like, some of these strong lads here within the house will be able to do it. I don't need so many young men hovering around me. It makes me feel like I'm 40 again. And she just kind of chuckles. And they're like, oh, no, absolutely. And then they, two of the other men volunteer to take your place. And they'll let you go back to the inn. Now you be careful and don't go getting eaten by no beasties. Do you hear me? And she looks to Warren and Araza again.
And same to you, Granny. Same to you. Try not to get eaten by beasties either.
Oh, such sweet children. Such sweet, sweet children.
You stay out of trouble, Granny.
And I look at the people that are in the house with her.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, keep her feet elevated and make sure she's as comfortable as she wants to be.
And
I look at Granny and I give her a smile and a wink.
And she's
give her
satisfied.
everything she wants.
Do you hear that? Everything she wants. And she points to a young man. She's like, you come sit next to me. And, it just becomes like the old lady flirting with the young man. Like, oh, you're so handsome. And that kind of thing. So
I do chime in. It's like, I have noticed that when people are happier, they get better faster. So please give Granny whatever she wants.
And they nod in agreement. And then Lowell kind of escorts you guys outside, and it's like, well, I guess Miss Agatha says that you should go back to the inn. I mean, I appreciate the assistance. You've helped me out immensely. I just want to make sure that this is what you want to do. She suggested it. She's not captain of the guard, obviously, and neither am I, but you're free to come and go as you please.
I look at Warren and I'm like, well, we've already volunteered our time, so we might as well keep our commitment. What do you think?
Yeah, if the patrol just happens to take a little bit longer to the inn, that's absolutely fine. We're in no rush.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm very happy to help any other citizens of Vallaki with any type of medical care.
Okay. Lowell, he pulls out a small little journal and sketches some stuff down. After a while, though, your beat takes you. You meet up with like another patrol, and they relay some information, and then you're brought back to the inn where your beat has kind of ended. Now I need to ask simultaneously though, Sorin, Jymbo, and Grimm, are you guys doing anything in particular, or would it be okay to just have Araza and Warren meet up with you guys again?
How long has it been since they've been gone?
It's a couple hours. It's a couple hours.
I would have definitely recast Disguise Self.
Yes. I would assume that Disguise Self would be the one thing that you're keeping up. So that's fair. That's fair. Jymbo and Grimm, are you guys doing anything in particular, or anything that you're wanting to do within those couple hours?
Yes, Jymbo is taking a nap because he's had crappy sleep.
Okay. You take a nap. You're given a room from the young boy Brahm. He shows you to the room. It looks to be it's probably the finest room in the inn that wouldn't be the innkeeper's room or anything like that. So there's 4 beds. There's the ability to set up a hammock in this room if you needed to. You could obviously sleep on the floor if you wanted to. But it's a lot larger. So yeah, there's at least 4 beds in this room.
I'll be just looking out the window, watching, seeing how the guards are moving through, and just kind of watching outside the window.
Hey, Grimm. Do you think every bird in this land is a person? Like, if we walk by some pigeons, do you think that's like a couple of dudes hanging out?
I have no idea what actually happens here. I think one thing and it's the totally other thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna upset any birds. I'm probably gonna feed birds because they're probably just like a dude. That's my decision.
From now on, waxing philosophical with Jymbo. You think all birds are dudes? Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, after a while, Grimm, you're looking out the window and you do see that Warren and Araza's patrol have returned. They shake hands with the guard that they were with, and he resumes his beat. By this time, the two of you go back inside. You see Sorin, probably still down in the common room. I don't think he's gone upstairs to a room yet.
Yes, actually, I would have.
Okay.
Went up to whatever room is mine.
After a while, the young boy makes his way up to you. He's like, your friends are in this room here. Let me show you. And he kind of escorts you over to show you where Jymbo and Grimm are staying.
Okay.
And actually, when you open the door and see Jymbo and Grimm, I don't think you were aware that they made their way into the the inn.
Oh. What? Were you guys not hanging with the horses?
Oh, we met some birds. They're pretty nice. They own the inn, and then they gave us a room.
Okay. All right. Actually, it would be kind of weird. I don't think you guys knew that I was disguised.
Yeah, that's true too.
But honestly, if someone asked Jymbo that, regardless, that's his answer.
Okay.
I think it's more the reaction from Sorin to you guys. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, you cast disguise self on yourself in the wagon, so they would have been able to see.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay.
Well, you did that so that way they wouldn't see your true form before you stepped out of the wagon.
Okay. I mainly did that because of like the whole like damp here, like looking like I got a disease type deal.
That's
going
true.
on.
That's true. But either way, like you find out that someone is someone else, and it's like, oh, that's really who that is. But eventually, you're all pulled back together. Young pair of young boys escort Warren and Araza upstairs. Their names are Brom and Bray, and they take you up to the room where everyone else is staying, so that way you guys can get a good night's sleep. And they hand you a key. It looks to be a black iron key, but the teeth on the key look like a feather. It looks like the tip of a feather, and it's like, this will unlock the door. No one will bother you here. You're safe. And the kids just they run off and they go about their business to help their dad with the inn. So you're all together. What do you do? Or maybe this would be a good time for a break. Let's go ahead and we'll take our break. We'll take our break, and then that way you guys can determine what you're going to talk about when we get back. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Before we take a break, as we come back into the room, Warren's rolling up his sleeves, and as soon as he sees Sorin, he says, "You and I are going to have a bit of words."
Uh-oh.
And this is where the beginning of Roundabout plays.
All right, so what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna go ahead and take ourselves 5 minutes. Is that good for everybody? That way you can get up, stretch your legs, take a bathroom break, grab snacks, whatever you got to do. We'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll be back, and we can continue with the words between Warren and Sorin, and the recap of what each separate group has done. So we'll be back.
As soon as he says that, I'm just gonna cast invisibility, so I like don't hit real quick because it lasts an hour.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Sorin's invisible, and we'll be back. So just hang tight, everybody. All right, and we're back. So Sorin goes invisible as Warren rolls up his sleeves, and it's a small enough room. I mean, there are 4 beds in here. It's sequestered to what you believe to be the southernmost wall of the inn, with 2 windows to kind of look out if you needed to. So what do you guys do? What do you guys do now that you're all back together? The gang's all here.
You're the reason why we're stuck here, Sorin.
Yeah, that may be so.
So, you know the funny thing about this lockdown? It's only going to be lifted if they find the creature, and they catch it and they kill it. And if it's some fandangled magic doodad crap that you always do, well, I doubt we're ever going to leave.
Well, I saw Agatha and her sister selling those wretched pies.
Yeah, we saw her too.
Oh. Did you know?
Yeah. And she's actually going to help us lift these curses that we have.
Wait a second. The people eating grandma's gonna help us?
Yeah, she's gonna lift all these curses as long as we do a delivery for her, and it's actually pretty much where we need to go for what we need to do based on what the madam told us.
We're not delivering food made of people, are we?
No, she just said that there's a package that we have to deliver, and at this point, I trust Agatha 150%. She's not working for Strahd. She despises Strahd. So,
I mean, I trust you, but I'm pretty sure that she did mention that she would probably eat me at one point. I don't have that on record, but I swear it definitely happened. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did she tell you what this package was?
you know what? I don't care what's in the package because at this point, Sorin, strike 2. don't care what's in it. I'm going to deliver it for her. And she's going to help us because we don't have many allies here. And for some reason, we keep whoopsie-daising and pissing everything off. If we get out of here, that is. Which I don't think we ever will because of you.
Well, funny enough, speaking of allies and getting out of here, we actually do have quite a few allies. You might say an entire barn full of allies.
Oh?
Yeah, remember those birds that were actually people from the vineyards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole family of bird people here. They run the inn.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's relief.
Yeah, they actually let us in a secret door and everything. It was pretty cool.
And they said we'll be protected here.
Well, that's good for you two. You know, referring to Grimm and Jymbo, obviously. That's good for you two. So as long as you guys just... I hate to say it, but you guys are kind of in a double lockdown. I mean, we'll get you what you need, but, you know, Araza and I will do what we can on our patrols while we're here. Maybe we can get some more information. We're also getting paid, so...
At this point, I would have dropped invisibility and then dropped disguise self. So,
Okay.
Sorin, you may want to be a little more cautious
oh no.
around here. Just to let you know.
How so?
Well, from the information that we found out, apparently your type of elf is associated with the woods, and they don't take too kindly to the woods here in this city, village, town, establishment. So just be on your guard.
Uh-huh. And who told you that?
Why do you care?
Curiosity. What was that weapon? Oh.
So the old lady said that if we deliver a package that she wanted to wear, what's it again?
I just know that it's, what's it, the Amber Shrine?
The Amber Temple.
The Amber Temple, okay. It's just past the winery, and actually, I think one of the items that we need to collect from what, again, the madam told us is in that vicinity, so it's really not that much out of our way. The stipulations for this package, though, it has to be delivered in pristine condition. So, where we're not opening it, we're not touching it, we're delivering it.
And what if this package turns out to be incredibly evil?
I don't care. I really don't care. Because again, at this point, we are running short on allies. And I am tired of inadvertently pissing everything off here. Again, you're a native here. You have nothing to lose. We're strangers here.
Did you tell us about that? If we deliver the package, she'll cure all our curses too, or did you not tell us that?
She'll cure us if we agree to it. Like, she'll cure us, like, as soon as we agree. However, if we don't deliver, then it's going to come back tenfold. Because that's just how that type of magic works.
I say we do it. even without them being allies, that even if we don't get them as allies, they'll cure us from all our diseases, and we're going to be going over there anyway, so what's the big deal? We take it, put it in the bag of holding, so nothing could happen to it.
Nope. That is not going in the bag of holding. I will personally
Okay.
keep vigilance of it.
Okay. And
Especially
then
after the incident with the red dragon.
I kept the bag of holding.
Well, yeah, but we were distributing the alchemist fire that was inside of it. So, but that's not. Don't let me interrupt. I'm sorry. That was.
Listen, as far as Warren knows, like Warren is aware that a bag of holding is a magical item, but he's just not sure how the items are set up in there. Like, for all Warren knows, it could be like how, his grandmother had a handbag and everything would just kind of go to the bottom and then she just miraculously pick it up. Like, I don't want something to bump into something else and cause some sort of reaction, so, like, Warren will personally keep an eye on this package.
I don't see any downsides of just agreeing with it.
Sure. Let's make a deal with the person who makes pies out of people. That's perfectly sane.
Those pies help people.
Sorin, have you encountered Agatha and her sisters in the past? Or is that still part of your memory that's not returning yet?
I don't know. DM, have I?
No, you have not encountered Agatha and her sisters.
No, I've not.
From again your memory, you knew that a family named Durst had run the mill for years. They had not produced anything like those kinds of pies. They've done pastries, they've done breads and things like that, but they've not really had any notoriety. The fact that Agatha and her daughters run the mill, and it's still run as the old Durst mill, that's completely new to you. That had to have happened within the 100 years in which you were in torpor.
That, and I think it would be best for us, instead of having one overly powered, magical, supernatural being pissed at us, than like 4 being pissed off at us, just saying. If we had like 2 or 3 on our side, that would be fan-fucking-tastic. Just putting that out there, too. Again, we have more at stake than you do, Sorin, so...
Well, in all honesty, I'm in the exact same boat. All my allies have long since died, been killed, or are not here anymore. So, from what I'm seeing, I'm also a stranger to this land. Because everything that I knew is gone. So... And it kind of sounds like that you don't know the contents of what this package is, and you're willing to sign a deal with the devil.
Not the devil, just some devils.
That's what I meant to say. Some devils, yeah.
Again, they seem more trustworthy than other people than I have encountered.
The other thing is, yes, we might be helping these devils, as you put it, but with all our curses that we have, let's say we get everything in ready to attack Strahd. With all these curses, do you really think we're going to be able to handle him? Or any other threat that comes out against us if a lot of us right now aren't at our top form because of all the curses we have. If they're able to get rid of the curses, yes, it's a deal with the devil, but now at least when we keep going forward, we're full strength.
That, and who knows, maybe they'll help us later on down the road. Again, better to have two or three, well, two high-powered magical beings on our side instead of there being three pissed off against us.
Said that she could cure curses. Could she cure me?
I show him my gums, and I'm sure Araza can mention what she did for her.
And at the very least, you have two magical things that kind of kicked our ass that at least aren't going to attack us helping Strahd. Because we do this for them. He has to heal us, we deliver a package. Maybe they go, I'm not going to join Strahd's side against them. I'm just going to stay neutral. That helps us too.
Grimm, your bag of holding's vibrating.
Someone calling you?
I never knew this answered service. I reach my hand in the bag of holding and pull out whatever that making it vibrate.
Okay, you pull out the bag that's made of flesh, and that bag is vibrating.
Is
that what we got from Agatha and her group? The bag of flesh.
I didn't think I grabbed a bag of flesh, but I guess we did. I will open the bag of flesh and see what's in it.
Inside is the blackish purple crystal, and it is pulsing with magical energy, and it is vibrating, like.
I touch and say hello.
Oh, is this thing on? I've never. I can't ever figure out these newfangled things. Oh, hello. It's hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Is it on speaker?
Oh yes, it's on speaker. You're speaking very clearly. Hello? I was just checking in on you, dearies.
Are you still elevating your feet and your legs, Miss Agatha?
Oh yes. I've seen to it, and everyone's gotten themselves a nice proper rest. I don't have them worrying about me right now. And you look at the crystal, and it's almost like, I don't know if any of you know how it is when like a toddler holds a phone. But you see this image of like the downward side of Agatha's face as she's like talking into this crystal.
So Miss Agatha, what are you needing from us?
Oh, I just wanted to know if you'd made any progress. If you'd talked about it with your friends. I figured I'd give you a call since, well, you took Beatrix's stone and all. Best way to get a hold of you.
We're in the middle of discussing it.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't bother you. Just, if you need me, go ahead and pick up the stone and give it a little shake. And then she's like, now how do I turn this thing? And she just ends the call.
It's a magical jitterbug.
That's amazing. But you never answered my question. You said that she can cure curses. Is she able to cure mine?
You'd have to talk to her about that. I don't know her magic.
And we don't quite understand your curses or whatever what you're cursed with. Everybody's different. I have an idea of what Jymbo's cursed with, but not all of it.
And at this point,
Hey.
I will kind of raise up my lip and point at my fangs. So,
You did find the guy in a coffin.
yeah.
I mean, for all my character knows, maybe he just likes to sleep in a coffin.
I mean,
Heard they're pretty comfortable.
it's also very quirky, but not probably the strangest thing you've seen in Barovia.
Yeah, we hang out with
Question.
Jymbo that has all the curses.
Jymbo likes to collect curses like stamps.
So, how do you go about feeding then? Because none of us have woken up with any puncture wounds. I mean, Strahd tried feeding on Araza, and he successfully fed on Jymbo. So, what about you?
Pretty sure I just don't need to eat. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he doesn't have since he's not a direct vampire because he can still technically go out in the sun. So he doesn't have the feeding compulsion. Now if he were to be turned by a vampire like fully, then yeah, he would have a feeding compulsion. Not like Astarion from Baldur's Gate. Astarion's a vampire spawn. Sorin's a damn fear. Believe it or not, there's a difference.
So he's Blade.
kind of, because
Yeah.
Blade drinks a serum though. But either way, so
Blade was born a
Sorin,
vampire, wasn't he?
He's born a half.
He was
vampire,
a daywalker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a half vampire.
Anyways, if you guys were to wake up with black marks, which you guys won't, you won't be cursed with vampirism. Because I'm not fully that.
Yeah, because you've traveled with him during the day, and vampires can't do that. So, well, you've not. Your assumption of vampires is that they can't do that.
I'm gonna leave this up to y'all, but I just think it's a bad idea.
Says the person who shot a fireball at his allies. Okay, duly noted.
Warren,
I'm all for it.
friendly fire happens.
I just want everyone to know I'm with Warren because I trust Warren, but I'm pretty sure that we are going to be carrying the remains of her dead sister and they will resurrect and then all three of them will kill us.
Hey Goldie, do you have an inspiration?
Yes, I do.
All right, well you get another one.
So maybe we should prepare to be triple crossed.
That is a possibility. But I'm just ready to leave Barovia.
Yeah. I'd rather be crossed when we're all not cursed than be crossed when half of us aren't fully ready to go because of curses.
True.
Well, you better give that gemstone a shake there, Grimm, since you're holding it.
We find out what the package is first, because
I
Jymbo
don't
makes a
care.
lot of sense.
I don't care
Okay.
what it is. We're gonna deliver it, and that'll be it.
I will grab the stone and shake the crap out of it.
All right, you shake it really hard, and at first nothing happens, and then it glows, and then it vibrates, then it glows even more, and eventually, you see the face of Agatha in the stone. Oh, hello, dearie. Oh, it's so good to have you give me a call. You know it's rather late.
We're gonna do it.
You are you? Oh, thank the gods. You're such a good gathering of kids. Let me tell you. So here's the deal. Let me take care of something for you first. And Araza and Warren, you guys have already been cured of your ailments. Grimm and Jymbo, within an instant, your maladies, your hit point losses and things like that, those are gone. You no longer have seeping wounds. You're no longer a sycophant. Yay. And even Sorin, you had developed the malady of being a sycophant also, but that's gone too. And it's like instant, like snap of a finger. She goes, "Oh well, I hope you're all feeling better." No, your one friend back there, the dusk elf. Is he does he need anything from me?
I look over at Sorin. Do you need anything from her?
I don't think so. Actually, yeah. I just want to ask her a question. So what came to of the family of the what'd you say, the Durst family?
Oh, they were taken in by Strahd. He murdered all of them. Did so in cold blood. Although I haven't known him to have a bit of warm blood in his body, aside from underneath his tongue and behind his incisors.
Well, I would just like to personally apologize. From what I'm hearing, you're not evil, and your pies are helping people. And yeah.
Well,
hopefully the next time that we meet, it's on better terms.
Oh, don't you worry about that there. So, you're saying I'm not evil and I'm helping people. Well, that's the kindest thing I've heard all day. But let's get to it. So, go ahead, ask your questions.
So how do we know that you're not gonna double cross us once we do what you're asking?
Oh, you don't.
Can we come up with an arrangement where maybe you make some kind of oath where we get to leave that temple without you double crossing us?
Well, tell you what. So let's put this in a little bit of rationale, shall we? So if me and my daughter could do what I'm asking you to do for us, why would I bother helping you in order to do it? You think I'm going to scramble my withered old arse all the way up into the cold mountains to where I'm going to feel everything outside of my arthritis getting arthritis? Just to do what I'm asking you to do.
And let's be clear, you're asking us to resurrect your other daughter, correct? I mean, you don't have to answer. We've already figured that part out.
Well, I know that you figured it out.
I mean, I hadn't figured it out, but you just let me know I had, so thank you very much.
And she's like, you'll find that on the inside of your wagon is going to be a big old bag. And inside that bag is Beatrix. Or what's left of her. And don't you go doing nothing untoward towards her remains. Because as I told Warren and Araza, if anything happens to it, it's tenfold to all of you. Whether you had something or not. I'm not gonna threaten you I'm gonna tell you directly.
I know the guards mentioned that they were going to be checking our wagons pretty regularly.
Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry.
Okay.
I've already taken care of that part. Well, Constance has. In fact, I think she managed to conjure up a little bit of a beastie, so that way, the guards have something to find, so that way they can open the gates. Consider that a little, treat from old Granny Aggie.
Thank you kindly, Granny. And I was just wondering, I'll speak for myself here. What we're doing, like our travels are going to take us near that temple, which, is very convenient. There is something that we need to be looking for on our travels. And maybe you with your wherewithal and knowledge of Barovia, since we're not from around here, obviously.
Oh, obviously, like fish out of water.
Do you know anything of a ghost that's wandering around Barovia? We need to find this ghost. It's a ghost of a knight.
Ghost of a night? Oh, there's probably one or two of those around. But tell you what, since I've got a way to catch your ear, and she shakes her little crystal, and oddly enough, when she shakes her crystal, the crystal that you guys have shakes too. She goes, "What you have there, that's one of our heartstones. And, we can always stay in contact through that, but know that when Beatrix is resurrected, she'll need that back. But until then, I'll keep an eye and an ear out, and I'll have Constance do the same. You might be hearing from one or both of us along your travels until the deed is done. And then, we'll see if we can find this little ghosty for you."
Much obliged, Granny.
Save you a little bit of that peeking under rocks and whatnot. Does that sound like a fair bargain?
I think that's plenty fair.
I think so too.
Good, now you'll be doing well to not open up that bag, because it stinks to high heavens.
Well, we'll just imagine that she's in a sleeping bag and she's just needing some me time.
Anything else, dearies? You can ask away and I'll answer what I can. As long as this connection holds out, and she shakes the crystal again.
Warren doesn't have anything unless anybody else does.
I have a question. So, Agatha, with all your knowledge and understanding of this world, if we do follow this lovely list of things that we've been given to do here in Barovia, do you think that would send us home?
So, I don't know much about certain prophecies and things of that nature, but I've dealt with the Vistani from time to time. They tend to like the pies and stuff that me and my daughters make. But you get enough wine into them and they get to talking. So from my understanding is if Strahd himself, the devil that he is, if he finds himself in a weakened enough state, the borders around Barovia begin to weaken too. So if he's weakened, or defeated, or killed, or, outright thrown from the top of the tower as his brother was, safe to say that the fog might let you pass and you'll get to return home, see your families again. But that's all just speculation.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Strahd had a brother that was thrown from the tower?
Oh yeah, Strahd did it himself.
And was his brother a vampire?
Nope. At least I don't think he was. Not what the stories say, anyway. No, it came to pass that the woman that Strahd was in love with his brother, and Strahd, in all of his jealousy, he decided to go to the tippy-tip top of his tip-top tower and threw his brother right off the tip. Gave him a right shove down into a chasm. Don't even think you heard the body splat. But again, that's just the rumor. It's what the Vistani tell us, so. So where is it that you have to head? You say you keep going in the same direction, but I don't know. I don't know if that's quite right.
Well, we think we have to go back to Kresk to get something from the remnants of the Abbey. One item is in Castle Ravenloft, but that's definitely going to be our last stop. There's something in Solenka Pass, and again, the Ghost Knight. We really don't know where that is.
Like I said, me and Constance will keep an eye out for that little Casper or whatever. So where you're going to be heading, to guide you a little bit more. If you're heading to Solenka Pass, you're going to be going a little bit farther. There's a mountain called Mount Gakis, and when you go there, that's where you're going to find the temple. It's terribly, terribly cold, so I'd suggest bringing a sweater. Unfortunately, my poor little hands do nothing more than bake. I can't knit you one. Though I don't think you'd want a sweater made from skin.
So it's Mount Gakis. Okay, I see it's over, actually more this way. Correct?
Yes, down here. Yeah, you just follow the pass and you'll get there eventually. It's a long way, and I don't care how long it takes you to get there. But, you know, I don't know too many people who want to be spending much time around a rotten corpse for days on end. Like I said, smells to high heavens. But we'll go ahead and get it loaded up in your wagon for you. You'll find it's already there. Now, there is one point of order I'd like to bring up, if you don't mind an old lady parting out her opinion here and there. So, I might have been dropping a few eaves, finding out a thing or two about you and your group. Especially since most of y'all, you just dream, most of you. And it's so easy to pick apart threads in a dream and weave them into something else. But your Dusk Elf friend.
Oh, shit.
So, he's got a bit of a curse too, doesn't he?
Yes, I believe so.
Would you like Granny Aggie to take care of that one for you?
Oh, is it something you can?
I can certainly try.
No.
But it is ultimately his decision.
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't want to know what it's like to have a heartbeat again.
I knew what that was like, and it didn't really get me too far. So I'm fine the way I am.
Very good. Just thought I'd ask.
Everything that I'd known and had is long gone. So.
Oh, indeed, indeed. It's all gone. It's all gone. Cast into the wind. You know. You still hear the howling, though, don't you? Those wolves. That poor girl. And
What about her?
What was it? Strahd said that he didn't want to dirty his hands with dealing with you, so he had someone else do it.
You mentioned the girl. What about her? Who was she?
Well, maybe that's some information I can give you later. But know that I know. And if you do what I ask you to do, I'll give you that information for free. Sound good, dearie?
Sorin doesn't respond.
Very good. So now that we've got an accord, and all your maladies are taken care of, I'm gonna let you go, so that way you can get on your way. You found yourself in a really safe place. I'm pretty surprised they put you up in the blue water. But you'll find that Constance has given the guards a little bit of a patsy to chase after. Some kind of beast that we've posed as a what was it? A basilisk? So don't you worry. The guards and the burgomaster will be satisfied with what they found. The gates will open up, and in the morning, you can be on your merry way. Again, just another gift from Granny Aggie. No hard feelings, of course.
Of course not.
So just do what I'm telling you to do, and you won't have any more troubles from us. Fail to do it, or harm the contents of the package, and I'll pluck every single one of the hairs from each of your heads and knit a nice little sweater. Do you understand?
Understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Have a good night, dearies. I'll talk to you soon. Now, how do I shut this thing? And she hangs up again. So you're all left with the information that indeed the gruesomeness of the package to be delivered very keenly picked out by Jymbo and rightfully questioned by Sorin. You could take it any which way you want. You could put it in the bag of holding and it would be fine. You probably wouldn't smell it if it's in the bag of holding. But then again, I don't think any one of you knows what rotting hag smells like. And I don't even know if I, as a dungeon master, have the verbiage available to describe how nasty that would be.
I want to make a joke about haggis because hag gas, but pretend like I didn't.
Fair. So, What do you guys do? Again, your hit point maximums are full. You don't suffer any ill effects from any residual curses. And I'd like all of you to mark on your character sheets curse proof. But there's going to be an asterisk next to that one. Obviously, it's a conditional curse proofing. You know, the warranty runs out at some point.
Okay.
What this does, it prevents you from being under the effect of any ill effects from being brought back from the dead, or from the residual effects of dropping to 0 hit points. You come up and you suffer a physical or a mental malady. You are immune to the evil eye of the Vistani. So if a Vistani were to try to curse you, you are immune to it. You are immune to being turned into vampires and or werewolves. You are curse proof. Again, it is a temporary effect.
Gotcha.
Now, is that temporary as in as soon as we make that special delivery?
I mean, you could bargain after the fact and be like, hey, this was pretty nice. Can we keep this? Or not.
Oh, I'm not gonna push my luck on that. I mean, it's gonna take us a while to get there, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'll just accept the TOS on that.
Okay. You just scrolled down and clicked, yes, I read the terms of service and said, okay.
Yep. Just fast scroll. Like,
right.
yep.
Perfect. So if there's nothing else that you need to do, we can get you guys rested up. And you guys can have a safe evening here. That being said, the ravens, you notice that there is a raven that is perched on the sill of the window, of each window, and they look to be on alert. Every so often you'll notice that one raven will fly away and another one will land in its place. They are making sure that nothing is getting into where you guys are. So do you go to sleep, or do you guys still take watch, or what do you do?
I'm just going straight to sleep. I trust the ravens.
Yeah, we got the Ravens and Rusty.
It's true. Rusty still stays up.
Does
I only need-
Vasilka need sleep?
Yeah, I mean she tries to rest, but again, she's not like fully together yet. And like Sorin was about to say, I think you're gonna say that you only need like 4 hours anyway.
Yeah, and after that, you ain't got to do anything with it, but I would just be thinking about what she said about, you mentioned that girl, and then trying to remember that vision. So,
Okay. So, since you're kind of locking in on that vision, go ahead and give me an intelligence saving throw, Sorin.
ooh, I'm really good with those. That is a 25.
25. Okay. So you're locking in on this memory, and you recall the young woman being basically mauled by other vampires and things like that, and other creatures. sent off into the woods to die. For some reason, you're able to perceive a little bit more, and you're not sure if it's because of the mention of what Agatha said, or if it's just you're so in tune with Barovia after having been in its lands for so long. You find that you're not looking through your own eyes. You're looking through the eyes of someone else. And you notice that this young woman who appears to be of elven heritage as well. She looks up frightfully at whatever is, whosever eyes you're looking through, and you see the terror on her face as the color leaves, and the vision, while it almost seems like it's in that old-timey sepia tone, it goes red. And the woman, she goes to scream, but nothing comes out, as you find that her throat is ripped out. And there's a violent gurgle that erupts from her chest, and as her body spasms on the ground and you're still looking through the eyes of whatever this is, you see this being step out of the shadows. They're wearing it looks to be a long silver trench coat with black accents. Their skin is as pale as fresh snow. Eyes a vibrant ruby red, and hair in a very wild, worn manner, almost like Einstein-like in its volume and its thickness, but the hair itself is black with white streaks all throughout. And the figure points down at the girl, and you see the head nod of whatever you're looking through, and the creature kneels down next to her, kind of cradles her as a soldier might, with a dying comrade, and leans down and puts his teeth into her neck. He begins to drink in high enough volumes to stop the bleeding, and you see the hand of whatever's looking at this scene happen reaches out as if to stop them, but they can't. They seem frozen in that moment, and she twitches and her whole body goes cold, and you can see it go cold, because even in the coolness of the night, you can see your breath, and you don't see that coming off of her anymore. You don't see the steam coming off of the hot blood that's leaked down her clavicle and onto her breast and her arms and whatnot. And the figure looks up, sets her down, and nods once more, and he snaps his fingers, and several other creatures come scrambling out from all directions. They pick up her body and run off into the darkness. And you're instantly snapped back out of the vision. And you're back in the room, in the Blue Water Inn.
After that, if I could just walk out of the door.
Yeah,
like not caring to be quiet or anything. I'm just going to go downstairs and sit by the fire.
Okay. You go down into the common room, and you see Erwin. He's adding another log to the fire, and he says, "Oh, sorry about that. I was just trying to keep things warm for the inn." He's like, "If you need anything, let me know."
Thank you.
He nods. What's your passive perception, Sorin?
15.
15? Okay, that's good enough. Off in the corner of the inn, there's a man sitting there. He's nursing what appears to be a glass of wine. He swirls it around in the glass, and he casts a brief look over to you and gives you a nod. But this man is familiar. This man is recently familiar. You see a long silver trench coat, black accents, wild hair, black with white streaks all throughout. Very pale skin, except on his hands this time there are two tight leather gloves, almost so tight that you would think they were painted on. And he just regards you with a slight nod. And he drinks his wine.
Is it Strahd? What?
Not that you know of.
Not that I know of? Okay, bet. I go over to him.
Oh. Forgive me, where are my manners? Please have a seat.
So, did you say that he was the one that came out of the darkness?
He came out of the darkness in the vision, yes.
Okay. Was he the one that made the girl stop bleeding?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry. My head started hurting there. I was a little confused.
No, you're
it's
good.
Okay.
You're good. No, please have a seat. Would you like something to drink? They have very good wine here.
No, I'm good. You know, just so happens that being lost in my thoughts, I had a vision, or I kind of like dazed off for a couple minutes upstairs, and the funniest thing, this happened so long ago, but you were in it.
Oh, me?
Yes.
I'm flattered.
Can I ask what your name is?
Of course. My name is Kolkov.
Your name is what?
Kolkov. Like if you were to get a cold and then you get a cough, except you drop the D and then you trade the F's for V's.
All right. Oh gosh, I don't really know how to go about this. I think I'm just gonna be straight up. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to go about this. Holy crap. So I don't know who I was looking through. I don't know. Did I get a good look of the creatures that were on top of the woman?
Yeah. So they looked like it looked like a pack of ghouls, but obviously there was something different about them. They were definitely being controlled. They were being ordered to do something, so they just kind of like picked her up and dragged her away.
And the one that ripped out its throat? Her throat? Did I get a look on that one?
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay. You know, in this vision, I guess I could say, there was this woman who was being attacked by these creatures violently, like they were being ordered to. And I didn't get a good look at the thing that ripped. There was this thing that ripped out her throat, right? And I don't. I'm so bad at this. Oh my god. And you came out of the darkness and kind of picked up this woman and soldier cradled her and bit her neck and made her stop bleeding.
Oh yes, I do that sometimes. Why, do you know her? I was doing what I was told.
I don't know if I know her, but I keep on getting visions. You see, I've been asleep for a long time. Like a very, very long time.
Yes, you have. You've been
Do you
asleep
know
for
who
a
I am?
very, very long time.
Was you the one that did this to me?
Me? No. Do I know who? Yes.
But that information will come at a cost or a price?
No. Why would it?
I don't know. Everything in Barovia comes with a price. I mean, hell far. But who did it? Who did this to me?
And the man sips his wine, and you realize that nothing about his features have changed from what you're seeing here and the vision you just had. He slowly continues to imbibe the wine. You mentioned a cost, and now I'm wondering if maybe I should charge something for this information, but no. That would be, that would be a dirty deal, as they might say. For me to offer it so freely and then be like, no, let me charge you for it. So, the one you're looking for, he resides within the walls of Castle Ravenloft. But he is not Strahd, no. If that is what you are thinking, no. I don't know if he ever really had a name, but Strahd always liked to call him his little white terror. He was the one who did all of the little dirty work. He did all of the, I guess the collection of the feedings and the blood dolls and things of that nature. But that's okay. It's the way of the land, after all. What Strahd wants, Strahd gets.
But why are you here right now?
Why, to have a drink, of course. And to share.
It just so happens that you're here right after I had this vision.
Oh, what do they call that? A coinkydink? A coincidence. That's what it is.
Coincidence.
Okay, a coincidence. You have to forgive me. I don't speak the King's Common very often. It's not so good.
It's okay. It's just okay. Do you know who that woman was?
Yes, she was someone important to someone from the Abbey. That much is for certain. I believe she was betrothed to someone. I don't know much beyond what that could be. I could find out. It's not very hard to get where I need to go. I go where I want. My sire is dead.
Can you leave this land?
Me? Oh, I could. I think. Maybe. Never really tried. Should I? Should I go? Should I go wreak havoc upon the innocent masses somewhere else? No, that would be evil. Why would I do that? It's strange, isn't it? Being seen as evil.
But not actually being evil?
Yes. That's the funniest thing about free will, is that evil is subjective. Every coin has two sides. But anyone can flip a coin. Even the person who owns it. You show one side to somebody, they believe what they see, but they don't see the other side. And vice versa. Or as many times as you flip it. I don't have a coin flipping compulsion at all, I swear. Do you have a coin?
Sure, I'll hand him a gold.
He takes it and he starts flipping it. Just idly, he starts flipping the coin. Well, thank you. And he doesn't stop.
Kolkov. My
Yes.
name is Sorin.
Sorin.
Sorin Dova.
Dova. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. And you see this look of realization on his face.
Does that name mean anything to you?
Well, it meant something to somebody. Me knowing the name does not mean that it has meaning. But it has
And who
meaning.
did it mean to?
Well, it's got meaning to somebody. I don't know. I've never met that person until now. It's got meaning to you because you've told it to me. What I am saying is that I know of the name. Why is the Abbey not where the Abbey is anymore? What happened?
Strahd.
I see.
Burnt it to a crisp.
Left it a crumbling pile of slag. Is that the word? Molten slag.
Yeah. All because of some misinformation got out. And now we are stuck with a ragdoll of a person, or what is needing to be a person. And we're basically babysitting it right now.
You're babysitting. Well, if you ever need to not babysit, you could always leave on side of the road. Someone will find it.
But the abbot, he died in that. He died. Unfortunately.
Yes, that is what the mongrels told me. They fled into the woods, you know. There were almost 24 or more. Fled right into the woods, and I had to take precautionary measures to make sure that the werewolves did not consume them.
Hang on, sorry, I'm just typing this down. Oh Lord, I was just fixing to ask something. Crap. Do you know where they're at right now?
Who? The Mongols?
The Mongols.
I mean,
Yes.
They've scattered to the winds, I think. Not one of them has a what is the word? The brain quotient? Yeah, the scruples. They don't have the scruples to go on and find safe places. I'm pretty sure they're going to die, but I think they fled to the south. Most of them went to the south, probably past the winery. They're probably going to freeze to death in the mountains, even if they make it that far.
I have one more question for you, and then I will let you enjoy your wine for the remainder of the night. Well,
Ask
two
away.
more questions.
Ask away.
Was you ordered by Strahd?
When I was still under the influence of my sire, yes.
And was that Sire Strahd?
No.
No. Is your sire still living?
No.
I would assume not.
No.
No. Okay.
I killed him. I ripped his throat out.
So you're not evil.
No, I didn't.
Do you normally
I did not say that.
religious
I did not
pastor?
say that.
Well, you're not necessarily evil.
No.
No. Okay. Well, do you stop through here quite often?
No.
No.
In fact,
Okay.
this might be a one and done. Is how do the youth say it? It's a quickie. I'm here. I go here and I'm out. I stay here. I leave.
Is there a place where you reside if I may need more questions?
Tell you what. I find you. You need me, I find you.
And one more question, okay?
You are full of questions.
Well, I did say two more questions, but this is the last one. Dusk Elves, my race. Why are they connected to the woods? Why? Do you know why?
Oh yes, I know why. And I know why they are not welcome here in Vallaki. The Dusk Elves are connected to the werewolves. Some of the Dusk Elves have contracted lycanthropy and have been passing it down through their generations. And because they pass it down through the generations, that makes them a natural enemy to the people of Vallaki, because they hunt werewolves. And they believe, wrongly so, because they are looking at it from the surface, that all Dusk Elves are werewolves, and the werewolves are under the employ or the influence of Strahd. The people in Vallaki do not like Strahd. And it's at this time, Sorin, you notice that everything in the tavern, at least in the bottom part of the inn where you are, if there were other people there, everyone's frozen in time. Like, drinks are mid-pour. The fire isn't crackling anymore. And it's just you and this man at the table. The only ones able to move and talk.
Well, if I have any more questions for you, like you said, you will find me.
Yes, I will find you. It was good to speak to you, Sorendova.
It was good to talk to you as well, Kolkov. And I guess if it's still moving slow, I'll just go back up to the room.
As soon as you end the conversation, everything goes back to normal. You hear the liquid pouring in the glasses that are being served, the crackling of the fire. Everything is back to normal.
Hood up upstairs.
Okay.
Well, that was awesome. Anyways,
So you go back to your room, and everyone gets a good night's sleep. In fact, everyone sleeps so well that that you actually have pleasant dreams. Probably for the first time since you've arrived. Now, in the morning, you hear, almost bright and early, you hear this, you hear the sound of a bell ringing in the town square. There's a gathering of people as, one of the guards, looks to be Lowell, he's being praised as the savior of Vallaki, because he managed to find and slay this great red reptilian beast, laying before the entire citizenry. You see Isaac, the big lummox, the big brute of a guard, holding the beast aloft of top of his head and showing it off. And for some reason, it doesn't appear to be discernible, but it's got the crowd's attention. And the burgomaster's son makes his way up to the stage and says, yes, very good, very good. All hail, guard, now guard lieutenant, Lowell. He will be serving, a permanent spot in the town militia. Now, that being said, the ban on travel is now going to be lifted, and you may all go about your business. Thank you for stopping in Vallaki, and do remember, a smiling town is a happy town, and everyone kind of forces a smile, and the gates of Vallaki are opened again. What do you guys do?
I'll congratulate Lowell.
Same.
Looks like we missed out on some fun.
Oh, it was. Oh, I was getting ready to trade out my shift, and I thought I saw something moving down the alleyway. It was so suspicious, and I went, and I must have skewered it and hit it somewhere vital, but it went down. It went down rather quickly. I couldn't see it that well. I had to drop my torch to hold the pike with two hands. But thank you, friends, thank you. And he's excited, and people are like clapping him on the back and telling him what a great job he did. And then off in the side, you see a stand with pies as they're being given out to the citizens. Two old ladies working the stand, passing pies to the worried citizens, the populace, trading coin for pastry. And they look over at you knowingly and give a small smile.
I'm gonna go over.
Okay.
And I'm just going to buy a pie. I don't know how much they are, but
Oh, it's only like it's like a couple silver. It's a couple silver. Nothing
Okay.
extravagant, just a couple silver. Oh, well, enjoy your pie then, dearie. Safe travels.
and I'll just walk away. Just in case you guys have any more nightmares, here's you guys a pie, I guess.
Here, guys, we know the ingredients are questionable, but you know, you want some sweet dreams, have a pie.
Yeah, pretty much. Since I kind of
That's a
got us into this
tsundere.
mess.
That's such a tsundere thing. Like, here's a pie, I guess, baka.
You know, guys, this is my way of making it up to y'all because I kind of got us into this. So yeah, here, have a meat pie. In quotations.
Yeah, meat, you know, it's a mystery meat. But yeah, they you guys all gather up, you get your things, and you find that Tom and Betty have been fed. And you find that your supplies are restocked. Doesn't look like any spell had to be cast, no create food or water or anything. But you also notice that laying in the back of the wagon is what appears to be a it looks like a large burlap sack. It's stained. It's very oddly shaped. There are lumps in areas that most contents would not contain lumps, and you can't smell anything, at least not at first, and it doesn't seem to be putting off the animals, but you're pretty sure you know what's in that bag. And I guess the most important question is, where are you guys going to head now?
Looking at the list that we've got from the madam, I know I keep calling her the madam, but
Well, it's Madam Ava. It's Madam Ava, yeah.
I think because there's that one holy symbol, that may possibly be in the smoldering ruin of the Abbey and Kresk, so that will probably be our first stop, and then we'll probably head down to Salenka Pass and then the Amber Temple. From what I have in my notes, at least.
Is that where you guys would like to proceed? This is just so I know what to have ready for next time.
Yeah, I think that'll be
yeah.
the best plan.
Going to Kresk first was one of the things that we discussed, because we're going to start Kresk and then make our way back over to Ravenloft.
Yeah. It seems like Ravenloft is like, we don't really want to go there, but let's go. No, that works. So the next time we'll do Kresk, and we'll venture through to Salenka Pass and beyond.
I have a quick above table question for the magic casters in our group.
Okay.
And possibly Joe can help with this. Like we mentioned, like possibly putting the package in the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Would it also go against the Hag's TOS to cast what's the one spell that prevents like things from rotting and
Gentle
stuff?
repose.
Gentle repose.
Would that go against the Hag's TOS?
I mean, I don't think that the hags would be opposed to their coven member not rotting anymore, but it's only going to preserve it in its current state. It's going to keep it from rotting beyond its current state.
I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. I mean, that was something I've been thinking about, but I wasn't sure.
I mean, you guys were intending on doing that with the abbot's body at one point. You were gonna cast gentle repose on his body until you could bring it back, and then, I mean, I'm gonna say don't waste a spell slot because it's already so decomposed that really all you're going to be doing once you get it to where it needs to go is basically emptying meat chunks onto whatever's there. You're just going to be dumping out the contents of the bag. And If you put it in the bag of holding, that's not going to go against it. If you cast Gentle Repose on it, I'm going to say that's not going to go against it. But it's already to a state where it's way more rotted than it should be.
But what if I just ritual cast it instead of casting a spell on it?
I mean, even so, I mean, it's still rotted. You're just going to keep it from going further. You can do that, yeah. If that's what you guys want to do, if you want to spend the 10 minutes to cast it and then do that, that's fine. But I mean, I don't think you want to open the bag and mess with it, so you'll just cast it on the bag and what's inside.
And then put it in the bag of holding.
Yeah. It's hard to keep hag meat fresh, you know? There's no refrigeration in Barovia. So next time is Kresk, Solenka Pass, and we'll see where we go from there. But I think that's a good enough place to stop for tonight. With the gates of Vallaki open to you once more, a safe haven found within the Blue Water Inn as allies of the Martikovs and other were-ravens are apparently now on your side. And the kindness of some sweet old hags given your way. And the knowledge that there's more out there than what we expected there to be. I think that is a good place to stop. So I want to thank my players for tonight, for us being able to get together and play this again. I am available still the remaining Fridays of this month, so I just need to know if it's good for the players, because I know that, let's see, the next one is the 20th, and then the following is the 27th. The 27th obviously being the one that's the week of Christmas. Is there anything that conflicts with next week?
Not that I know of.
I should be good.
I'm good.
Okay. So next week we'll venture back to Kresk and dig through the rubble and hopefully find what we're looking for. So again, thank you, players. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. It was a very roleplay heavy session, but I think we managed to get answers and progress. I don't know what that's called. What's that called? You guys figure it out.
Thank you, Joe.
Yes, thank you, Joe.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was pretty good.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll get everything situated here for a raid out, guys. You don't have to stick around in the chat, or not the chat, the Discord call if you don't want to. If you have to get going, I fully understand. If you need to talk to me afterwards, let me know. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna mute you guys, and then I'll be right back into the call. There we go. Everything's muted. All right, guys. So thank you all so much. We're gonna find somebody to raid into. Who do we got right now? Let's see. A lot of people doing Indiana Jones. We're gonna raid into our good friend Howie. Howie is playing Minecraft, and I like hanging out with Howie, so we're gonna go and visit our favorite punk hyena, Howie. Friends, thank you all so much. We're gonna go with a good old-fashioned Viking raid. If you don't have my emotes, use whatever emote you have. Just be polite, read the room, and please be polite to the streamer we're about to drop in on. They might be in the middle of something and may not be able to respond to us right away. I'm sure they'll get to us if they can when they can. If you like the streamer's content, please give them a follow. If you really like the content, give them a subscribe. You're not required to do either, but do remember, a follow is free. Alright guys, we're gonna head out. So we'll be back. I won't be streaming tomorrow. I'll be streaming Sunday with City Heroes. So in the meantime, stay safe, eat well, stay hydrated. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.